how to make fresh pasta using just a few ingredients and a few tools. Everything will be super simple, and I teach everything according to our old traditions, like my grandmothers would do. I use a wooden board, I use a wooden rolling pin, a scraper, and a scale where I have weighted already 200 grams of flour and 2 eggs. The reason why I already broke it, is because I had to wash my hands, so I'm already set and I can be here and work in front of you. I used half of a durum wheat, which is a more yellowish and what we call a strong flour, and 00 flour, which is what we call a weak flour. So a pinch of salt that I am going to put now, and then I'm going to show you how I incorporate the two ingredients, the eggs and the flour. One is solid, which is the flour, one is liquid, which is the eggs. We are in northern Italy, this is the way we work. In southern Italy, they do with water, so it's a different type of pasta. As you see, I am incorporating from the outside into the inside. So I have to mix the eggs with the flour. I move the bowl and I keep going like this. So I mix and I keep going, as I said, from the outside into the inside. Now, I do it in the bowl because it's much easier. During my cooking classes, I've noticed that for anyone, especially for those who've never done it before, it gets much less complicated. And we want to do things that are not complicated to make our life easier. As I said, very important to respect the proportion, 100 grams, that's why I tell people to use the scale and buy a scale. 100 grams of a flour and 1 egg. I use, and I'm not touching now, I use medium eggs. And in case this compound is a little dry, I will add a little bit of water, but I wait. I need to work on the surface before saying so. So I am going to move around so that hopefully you can see. There is always flour. I need to work on a floury surface, and this is what I call the mess. So this is not, sorry, this is not dough yet. This is flour and eggs which need to be put together, okay? From what I see, I think we do not require to add more water, but we just have to work a little bit and incorporate. Here the scraper, very useful, because at the beginning when we start working and we have a little bit of scrapes or leftovers, we put it in the middle. So I am going to put everything together and I'm going to work. Now remember that this is not kneading yet. Kneading is happens when this compound is all together, okay? And we will create the gluten. This is gluten pasta. Gluten is a protein which is formed by the combination of flour and eggs or water. Therefore, it takes time. So don't be surprised if it takes at least 5 or 10 minutes to do this. Then we have to let it rest for 15 minutes or 20 minutes, and then we can start doing the tagliatelle. I like to show all different stages, so important to show all the different stages of pasta making. At the beginning, you see, it's granules, so it doesn't stick together. You just have to put it, but it's absolutely normal. So I show you granules, nothing nice. So we keep working. And now that it looks more of a compact, of a solid piece of dough, we are going to knead. We start kneading. Kneading is done with the wrist and then on one side, and you knead like this, and then you move around. It needs to become very, very smooth. By pasta making standards, my hands are clean and the surface is clean. If you make a mistake, which can happen, you will recognize it immediately, because it will be either liquid running all over because it's too liquidy, or it is so stiff that you cannot knead. Now with durum wheat, it's a little bit harder and it takes a little bit more time, because as I said at the beginning, durum wheat is a stronger flour. So we keep working. It's very soothing. Never think it's boring. It's absolutely not. Just try, because I'm sure not everyone can like it, but if you do like it, it's something really very, very soothing. It does well to your wrists, to your shoulders, to your arms. You do a good exercise. So let me clean up the excess here. A little bit. Always work on a clean surface. Then calculate 20 minutes to let your dough rest. And then we roll the dough. So it takes, I would say, around 40 minutes. This is the most important class. It's the first, it's the most important, because you need to learn and to master the technique of doing the sfoglia. Hard word, S-F-O-G-L-I-A, sfoglia. With the sfoglia, you can make anything. You can make all sorts of pasta. Pasta like strozzapreti, like garganelli, like penne, like tagliatelle, like pappardelle. Or stuffed pasta like tortelli, tortellini, ravioli. They say we have like 363 different types of pasta, like one for each day of the year. So, well, the only hard part is to chat, to talk, which I adore, and I do even too much, and work at the same time. Sfoglia, it requires a few times to learn to do it well. So don't be surprised if the first time it's not that easy, or because you also need, to practice and to get accustomed to words, to concepts like texture, consistency, This is very, very important. And then you also look, going slowly, you do like this, and then turn around and you do like this. It needs to be an effort, because you need to create the gluten. It's not created yet. The fibers are not relaxed yet. It takes time. You will see when this sfoglia is created, So I'm gonna work a few more minutes and then I will let it rest. So it's almost done, and then I have to leave it for at least 15-20 minutes. Here we are with our piece of dough that we had for a little while. I left it for 15 minutes to rest, so now it is becoming a little bit smoother and easier to knead. I remind you how we knead with the wrists. So we use this part. I'm gonna do it again slowly so you can see how it goes. Look, it's so important to check the quality of the dough. The quality meaning we start what I call the mess, then it becomes a more one piece with lots of granules. It has to become smooth, like a child's skin, nice and smooth. This class is the most important. When you master how to achieve this type of elastic, beautiful egg sfoglia, you can make anything Italian. So this is very important. Think of the children Play-Doh, similar thing. This needs to be your Play-Doh. We have to achieve a rectangular dough, piece of thin of dough. So we need to start with a piece of dough, the more rectangular possible. Can you see? Good. Here the rolling pin. I'll show you how we do. Yes, you put some pressure, but believe me, it's not that important to be so strong and again, to put so much pressure on the board. It's better to be accurate, and the most important thing is to do it uniformly. So every part of the dough needs to be as thin. This is very important. Now, the beginning, remember, at least for 10 minutes, the fibers are not relaxed yet. Therefore, you will see, I'm going to show you, I am going to stretch it out, you see, and it stretches back. It's absolutely normal. I am going to do it on one side, and then with my hands I try to make it a nice rectangle, as I said, and we do the opposite side. You see, I keep enlarging and it keeps coming back. Everyone who sees this, they think, and then they tell me and they say, oh my God, there is something wrong. But there is nothing wrong about it. It's chemistry, as I said. It takes time before the fibers are totally relaxed. You need to have homogeneous. That's why during my class I let anyone do it, and then I check, and maybe I do the little filato. The final product will be at least 250 to 80. So with the sauce it can serve 3 people easily. If you prefer to eat more, it can serve 2 people, but in my opinion, it would be too much. Remember that pasta grows. Grows means that when you pour the tagliatelle and they are in hot water and they are boiled, they really become more weight. You will see them growing. So we really need to be careful and not put too much pasta. Now I can tell you, I can enlarge it and it doesn't stretch back. Now the yellow, because some people ask, is just because the eggs are nourished in such a way that it's this color, but no color additives here in Italy. Bellissima. Can you see? When I said almost, it's translucent, beautiful. Looks fantastic. And I'm going to show you how we make the tagliatelle. This is the secret. You have to put an enormous amount of flour on top and below the sfoglia. This has to be done, otherwise when you roll it, it becomes sticky and it doesn't work like that. So, because otherwise you cannot do the tagliatelle after. You see that I roll. It is super important to roll very gently and very open. Don't pressure, don't put pressure, don't press, just like this. I remove a little bit to make it nicer for today. And here it is. Here is my pasta rack. If you want to invest in this, it's fantastic. If you don't have it, you can use a cloth hanger. You can use that. As I said, fettuccine very small. I will do this size, medium size. And it's done. You see, there is nothing easier than this. You can't say that it's too much work. Not at all. It's done. So as you can see, it's been very, very quick. The reason why I left an even part is because we can unroll them, and it's super easy. You see, you unroll them and then you have to let them dry. Now I have to explain, this is very, very important. We need to let them dry before eating them. It takes an hour approximately. So you do it early in the afternoon and it's perfect for the evening, or early in the morning for lunchtime, as you like. When they are, you will see them like this, stiff, it means that they are dry. You put hot water on the stove. When it's boiling, you pour lots of salt, because it needs to be boiled in salted water. It's much easier when you leave this part and you have lots of flour. If you forgot the flour, it would be all sticky. You wouldn't be able to do this. You see how easy it is? It's perfect. You have to strain them well. Whatever sauce you have prepared, you just have to strain the tagliatelle, pour them with the sauce and cook them 2 more minutes. I think all in all it's 35 or 40 minutes all in all. My fresh pasta, you see, with only flour and eggs, you see, we have done this pasta which is suitable for at least 3 people. And I hope that you enjoyed it, and thank you so much for watching me making fresh egg tagliatelle. Thank you.